Okay, hello, welcome to Let's Talk About It in Kitely, and we're in Stonehenge on our mushrooms because today we're going to talk about dreams. We talked about the brain, we talked about sleep, and how can sleep and the brain combine? Well, when you're sleeping, your brain's still working, and that can often come out in dreams. Sarah, what are you doing? I am streaming. Try one of the other. That's the one. Well done. Okay. Now I've shared a little image with you. It's the biological theory of dreaming. Okay, so if you're interested in the more scientific side of dreaming, there are a couple of references there and some information about the theory of dreaming. Okay? And there's a lot of theory about dreaming. It's discussed by science. There are even dream scientists who study the biology of dreaming. That's the hard study of dreams. Okay, the proper why do we dream? The psychological side as well. What benefit does dreaming bring to us? Okay. So let's begin with some vocabulary. We're not going to go that deeply into it. That's purely for your interest. We all dream. It's something we have in common with each other. Even people who can't remember their dreams dream. Yeah, dogs dream too. Something the Tories should look into, saying that they don't have the same kind of feelings as humans. Like her dreams, and I swear she must be dreaming about chasing rabbits because her little paws go and then her tail starts to wag. So she's definitely running and she's happy, and she normally does that when she's chasing bunnies. Yeah, but I mean, we all dream, and it kind of indicates that other animals dream too, but we can't really see. They can't tell us about their dreams, can they? Now, of course, we've got two different explanations for the for the verb to dream. Yeah. Uh, Now you can have a dream as in a wish. Yeah. Oh, my dream is one day to be able to speak German fluently. That's my dream. Maybe your dream is to speak English fluently one day. It's not a dream that you have at night, though. It's like a wish. So to dream can be synonymous with to wish. The famous speech by Martin Luther King, I have a dream. Yeah? But we're going to talk about the dreams you have that you have no control over. And they happen when you are asleep. Okay, so what kind of words could we use to describe those kind of dreams? Any ideas?
Do you mean some adjectives?
Well, words. Words can be verbs, adjectives, nouns. Okay, so a nightmare, it's almost the opposite of a dream, isn't it? When we talk about a dream, we generally mean something positive, something nice, something maybe fantastical or surreal. Yeah? So dreams can be nice. They can be
I remember
surreal.
every day. Uh,
Does everybody know what surreal means?
yes, I
real.
do.
Yep. Shiny, Sarah, April, do you know what surreal means?
Not real.
It's I think it's more complicated, something about things impossible in real life, but a mix of real elements. For example, a town like other towns where nobody can remember past events. For example, I just recalled. Surrealistic film Juliette au Laclais Assange. This was in this genre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
just a little
there's a
bit
whole
fantastic.
study about surreal. We call it surrealism. So when something's surreal, and we sometimes say, "Oh, I had such a surreal dream last night." So dreams can be surreal, as in, yeah. There was a famous artist, Greta Stern. She was a photographer, and she got people to share her dreams with them, and then she tried to represent them in photography with collages and stuff. Worth looking her up if you want to look at some really weird dreams. If you think your dreams are weird, phew. So weird as well. You can use the word weird to describe a dream. So a dream can be surreal, it can be weird, but it can also be the opposite of a dream, which is a nightmare. Now, a nightmare is something. Can you think of some words to describe nightmares, April? It's funny that you
Horrible.
you picked on nightmare for a word to describe dreams.
Uh, just last night, because
Ooh.
last night I don't think it was a dream, but I was sleeping and so it was dark. I think it was I'm sure it was after midnight, and suddenly I woke up. I lay on my left side, and I feel that something was behind me. I was afraid, but I didn't know, is it a dream or is it real? And I think, shall I turn around or not? I didn't do that because I was afraid that if I turn around, there was surely something. And what do I have to do if it is like that? So I switch on my light first and trying to listen if there is still something. I still hear something behind me at that moment, and then slowly I lay on my back and there was nothing. But it wasn't
So that was
it
more of
it was
a
really
waking
horrible.
nightmare. Yeah, a waking nightmare. Wow. Yeah, you can have a waking dream as well. We talked about sleep deprivation, and that's almost when you start to hallucinate, because we need to dream for our own good mental health. We need to dream, even if we don't remember our dreams. Now, we all dream, as I said, and it normally, if you're looking at the scientific part of dreaming, scientists have studied our brain activity when we're asleep, and they reckon that there's a period of sleep that's called REM, rapid eyeball movement. And if you ever look at, you can't do it yourself, of course, because you're asleep, but I suppose you could video yourself, but that's a bit weird, isn't it? But what they've done is they have sleep clinics. In sleep clinics, people go there and they watch them and they record them and they video them and they record their brain activity, and they think that during this rapid eye movement, when behind your closed eyelids your eyes are moving, they think that's the time that we dream. Okay. And
But Lynn,
mhm.
you were also in my dream last night. Because
No,
then I
it wasn't me going
yeah,
creeping up behind. No.
I thought like that. Oh, tomorrow is our session about dream. Shall I still remember this one?
Okay, that's not so bad. I thought you meant you'd had a nightmare about me. Okay, I don't mean to invade your dreams, April. I think you have enough of me during the day, don't you? Okay, so this rapid eye movement, that's when we're dreaming. So even if you don't remember your dreams, I think they've pretty much proved 100% of the people in the world will have a dream or a nightmare. Mm. Anyway, and it doesn't matter where you're from. And we're all fascinated by dreams. But where do they come from? Yeah, where do dreams come from? Any ideas?
They may be also repressed emotions in everyday life. So, for example, fears, indication of problems during the childhood.
Yeah.
That's psychoanalysis.
Yeah, we often talk about the subconscious.
Yeah, subconscious problems
Subconscious
or
thoughts.
conflicts.
Yeah.
Conflicts.
Okay. Any other ideas? Where did dreams come from? So you've got another word that you can describe dreams there. Emotional. Yeah, you can have an emotion. You had an emotional dream, but it did sound a bit like a nightmare. That, especially the bit about me.
But mostly I dream when after watching um, thriller, for example, and then it will play again in my dream that film, but in in my own version. It is like that, but it is not the same. So what is that then, Lynn? Is that emotional? Is that just something that impressed you so much?
It's your subconscious working to try and make sense of something or to just get rid of it. Okay, because in our dreams we're not really in danger. We're not really being chased by a monster or a vampire. And so it's like flushing out the toxins, they reckon. I mean, I'm not a scientist, remember, but there are very good reasons why we dream, and it helps us to make sense of things. Some of us don't remember. I mean, C.S. Lewis, you've heard of C.S. Lewis? Has everybody heard of the author C.S. Lewis? I know you know.
Of course, discarded image about medieval Renaissance literature. I absolutely love him. And
Aha.
of course about Annie. Yeah, I remember. You probably mean this
The most famous
children.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
But he wrote a
he
lot
was
about
also,
theology and philosophy
yeah,
and more serious subjects. But of course, his most famous works were The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and that series of books. And he actually used his dreams to construct some of the most popular stories. So he could remember his dreams, and then he wrote his dreams down, and then he created a series of books, amazing books. They are great to read on many levels. Dreams are strange. There's another word that you can describe dreams with. Yeah? I had a strange dream last night. So the other question we can often ask ourselves, and April kind of alluded to it, she asked me, I don't know why, because I'm not a dream expert. What do they mean? I mean, do you ever dream, Eleanor, do you ever have a dream and you just can't, You try to work out, why did I dream that? Have you ever tried to work out why you dreamt it? What was the meaning behind the dream?
Yes, very often there are clusters of real life situations, but put together in an unusual way. So sometimes I was astonished, but the problem is that afterwards I don't recall them very well as very people.
Do you wish you could?
It's typical, I suppose.
Is
But
it
yes,
something you'd like
sometimes.
to do? Would you like to be able to remember your dreams? Or are you quite happy? Like, my husband can't remember his dreams, doesn't bother him at all, doesn't want to hear about my dreams. He's a very practical person.
It depends. It has happened to me that I was flying somewhere and it was in the air. It was very nice experience. But sometimes this was scary things.
So you'd like to remember your dreams and forget your nightmares.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it's so. Yeah. And the Julius Caesar, it was quite a long time ago. I don't remember what he looked like, but it was something positive. But I don't know why. Perhaps I was then learning Latin quite a lot, and this is why.
Yeah, the why of dreams. That's a really, I mean, quite often what we try to do is try to make sense of them. But of course they are surreal. They're from our subconscious. Some people can control dreams a bit. Some people can't. They're completely taken by the dream wherever it wants to go. To interpret dreams, yeah, to make sense of something, where we try to interpret. Oh, hang on, I don't know how to spell interpret. No, interpret. To interpret your dreams. We try to interpret the meanings behind words and sentences, especially when we're learning another language. Some people try to interpret dreams. They try to give it real meaning to your real life. The analysis of
indicators.
dreams. Yeah, the analysis of dreams. So, dreaming about Julius Caesar, dreaming about Julius Caesar, Eleanor. Oh, that might be, I don't know, maybe you were hoping to rule the world one day.
Why not? I'm very well qualified. But I'm not as pretty as these misses who are better than Donald Trump, but...
Scary. Shiny, what about you? You're very quiet today. Not going to allow you to be quiet. What do you have dreams? Do you remember your dreams? Do you wish you could dream? Can you control them?
I remember that there was a period that a period of time that I dreamed a dream. It's quite horrible. I dreamed that dismembered body scattered on the ground, and it was kind of horrible.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. Yeah, that's not a dream. That's a nightmare. You're
yes.
in a dream state, but we really wouldn't call that a dream because, as I said, dreams have a positive connotation. Nightmares are the negative side of dreams, even though the verb is to dream and then to have a nightmare. Okay. So you'd say I did have a nightmare. And have those nightmares stopped now?
Not really, but you got to listen to it because it sounds like a bad dream, nightmare, but it actually not. Because I googled it and I found that it's actually it has both a bad meaning and a good meaning.
Aha.
The bad,
Okay. Now that's
bad
interesting.
means
Thank you.
yes. It said that about the bad meaning. It just reflected your situation. You 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 um, you probably struggle in some very difficult situation, but you are going to go through the difficulties, and that means you are moving toward a. I mean, it's getting better, and you are moving toward a good situation. It means that those difficulties uh, will be solved, something like that. So
Okay.
it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I always pretend, I always prefer to believe the things that aren't bad when people tell me. Be it my stars, my horoscope, interpretation of a dream. I always prefer when somebody says something that it's actually quite positive. But that's interesting that you said that. We're going to come on to that in a moment. Okay, we talked about the subconscious. Now, if you've got subconscious, then you have to have consciousness, the conscious mind. Okay, do you know what the difference is between the conscious mind and consciousness? Okay, what is the conscious mind?
Conscious mind now. I'm thinking what to say next, and I'm aware of what I would like to think in dreams.
That's it.
Thoughts just appear.
Yeah.
But consciousness, you can lose consciousness. Is so faint, for example.
Yeah, well,
Something
consciousness and the
different.
conscious mind, you're quite right. It's about being aware. That word, to be aware of your surroundings. I mean, in some ways, it's strange being in a virtual world talking about the conscious mind, because I'm aware of my surroundings in my real life. I'm at my desk and I'm looking out at. It's quite a nice day. It's sunny, but it's bad because I need to clean the windows. I can only tell that when it's sunny. So I'm conscious of that the windows need to be cleaned. Now you can also say unconscious. We've got subconscious and unconscious. What about the unconscious mind? What does that mean to you? If I said to you the unconscious mind?
Unconscious, for example, as a child you felt aggression towards your parents and you repressed it, and then it's inside you, but you are not aware of it, but you can act on it, project it into other person's behavior, something like that. So it's unconscious, but it's inside you.
It's inside you, yeah. Now unconscious also has another meaning. If you faint, or if you hit your head very hard and lose consciousness, that can be unconscious. But talking about dreaming and the mind, an unconscious state, the unconscious mind, are the things, the instincts that you cannot really examine. You're not even aware of them quite often. Okay, it's the part of the mind that's pretty much inaccessible to the conscious mind, but it affects your behavior, it affects your emotions. Okay? And that brings us to subconscious, because the subconscious is what basically communicates between your unconscious mind and your conscious mind. That's when your subconscious brings out something from your unconscious mind, and you suddenly find you don't like someone and you don't know why, and it's only by really examining why you don't like that person you realise they remind you of your old history teacher, maybe, who was horrible and mean. And the subconscious, the unconscious mind, invades our dreams. It invades our subconscious whilst we're dreaming. And that's why our dreams can be so weird, so surreal, and sometimes nightmarish. Like a nightmare. Okay, now some religions and some cultures believe that dreams are about prophecy. Do you know what I mean by prophecy?
Yeah, prophecy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, who was speaking?
Me and Eleanor
Okay,
together.
April, what were you going to say, April? Eleanor has given way graciously.
Oh, now I forget almost. What was that? What was it again?
It was about prophecy.
What
Do you
was?
know what I mean when I say some cultures, some religions believe that dreams are a kind
Okay.
of prophecy?
Okay. If I have a nightmare, but because mostly is it about a nightmare, then I try to see what time is it, because I think if this happened regularly, it must be something that I have to pay attention for, pay attention for
Pay attention to. Sorry, pay attention to.
attention to, and and you see also regularly in the film about the schizophrenia, that they have also kind of dream every time. No, not schizophrenia actually. It's something about ghosts, that if it comes at every same day, same time, then it is real. That is real. What you feel in your dream or you see in your dream, and that is a kind of prophecy for me.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, well, normally when we're talking about prophecy, we're talking about a prediction about the future. Maybe it's a message that the universe is trying to talk to us, or some deity is trying to tell us what to do, how to behave. And it appears again and again and again in religious texts, in literature, in art, surreal art. People trying to make sense of their dreams. Salvador Dali, yeah, what a weird mind he had. And sometimes that we use symbolism as well. I think that's what you're talking about there with your ghosts, that it symbolizes or represents something, and it stands for something else. Okay, you've got symbols and symbolism, and then you've got prophecy, which is more to do with deities and being able to see into the future. Now, that's just a belief system, remember. I'm not saying that I believe that my dreams say anything other than I ate too much cheese last night. Shiny, you asked for the mic. Take the mic.
No, because you have already said it, so I have nothing to say.
You've nothing to add. What have I already said?
And it's about the prophecy.
Okay.
It's
And what do you believe? What's your belief? You said that your dream, your nightmare, suddenly took on a more positive aspect because somebody told you it meant something.
yeah, and because some of my dreams did happen. I mean,
Wow.
but it's very how to say trivial. It's tiny things. It doesn't matter life or death. It's but I think maybe I'm not a great person. So I mean, because some of my dream seemed did happen.
There's a song,
Uh,
dreams can come true.
so that's that was what I scared that I dreamed that the body scattered around on the ground. I because it's so real. So I was afraid that it might happen in the future because I don't want to bump into bodies. But
No.
uh,
And body parts, even
fortunately,
worse. Bits of bodies, I think, is even worse than bodies.
yeah. But anyway, I found that it's not a bad thing. That it's not a bad dream, and I think that's okay. And I don't want to talk about dirty, but do you have you ever dreamed about poop?
Okay. No. Not dreamed about, dreamt of. Dreamt of. Now, you can say dreamed, it tends to be more American, but we also use to dream, and then I dreamt. It's more British, irregular verb kind of treatment. But dreamed or dreamt is okay. But no, I can't say I've ever dreamt of poo. No. If I have, I've forgotten. That's not a dream I'd want to remember. Poo, yes.
Interesting
Poop.
is interesting is that if you dreamt of your poop, that means you're gonna lose your money. But if you dreamed of someone's poop, that means you are going to gain some money.
Okay, hang
Uh,
on. Let me get my head around
no,
this one. So if you dream about somebody else's excrement, you're going to get money. But if you dream about your own excrement or the act of excreting, maybe, then you're going to lose money. Interesting. April, you dream of pee. Do you know what that means? Probably means you need to get up and go to the
just
toilet.
Yeah, that's it. But I dreamt it. I dreamed it first before I woke up. Before I wake up, actually. So in my dream, I will have to go to the toilet, and I can't pee, and there's a lot of problem. And in the past, when I was still a little girl, then I will pee. I will pee in my bed.
Well, do you know what we call that? We don't say you pee in your bed. You say you wet the bed. Yeah, to wet.
I
the
wet the bed.
Yeah, we don't like pee and poo are kind of. It's silly, but they're sort of they're words we avoid saying. That's why we have the word excrement and urine, so we don't have to say pee and wee and poo and shit and stuff. And other cultures like Germany, they don't mind talking about it at all. In fact, they love talking about their poo. But I'm not so keen because I'm British. But yeah, we have a euphemistic term. Oh dear, did you wet the bed? Never mind, change the sheets. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a cultural thing. We're a bit more repressed even today. We're more open than we used to be. Goodness knows, we were very repressed when I was growing up. There were things you just did not talk about. We're more open about those things like feelings, etc. But we're still repressed about bodily functions, especially anything fluid or that's come out from the inside. It is so. Anyhow, let's have a look. There is a history of dreaming, believe it or not. Let's do a little bit of reading each, if that's okay. Sorry, you're very quiet. Have you got voice? Can you speak? Sarah? Have you got voice, Sarah? She's sitting there in a daydream. That's another word. It's a conscious waking state of daydreaming, thinking about nice things. Sarah, can you do some reading or do you want to just listen? You've got a white dot, but I can't hear you.
There's problem with mic.
Okay. Oh, I can't even see that. Okay. Okay, no, no, oh, okay, I had problem with Mike would mean you've solved the problem. I have a problem with my mic. I have, because it's still... I'm sorry, Sarah, it's weird, isn't it? So, April, we'll go to you on the next mushroom. Could you read this little short text, please?
Okay. The ancient Greeks identified three types of dreams. Symbolic dreams, where the meaning of or event is unclear. In ancient times, a dream interpreter might have been approached to interpret the symbolism. That's all.
Very good. Yeah, it was a job. A dream interpreter. Okay, let's just have a look at those words first. Identified. I, not E, I.
Okay. Identified.
Yes. Identity, to identify. It's all with an I sound. Okay. Then symbolic. Symbolic.
Symbolic.
That's it. And then I'm just going to check this one, but I think I'm right in saying interpret. Not interpret. Yeah, interpret.
Interpret. Interpret.
Interpret.
Interpret.
Interpret.
That's it.
Interpret.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So the stress is slightly different. It's on the second syllable. Inter, and then prit. Interpret. Okay. Oh, yeah, baby needs feeding. Hope he's not had a nightmare. Okay, very good. Well done. Okay, so next up is Shiny. If you could read this bit of text, please.
Oracle, a dream figure, explains what will or will not happen and what should or should not be done in a straightforward way. The figure could be a good god, parent, priest, ghost, friend, etc.
Etc. Etc. Etc.
etc.
That's it. Yeah.
etc.
That's it. Good. ETC stands for etc., which means and so on and so on and so on. Very good. Any questions about those two parts? So you've got two dreams there, symbolic dreams and oracle dreams, where you've got some kind of guide in your dream. No? Then, Eleanor, if you could read the last bit, very short and sweet.
Okay. Oh, if sweet, that's okay. Visions. Seeing a future event. Knowing the future. A prophecy.
If you have a dream and you see it as a vision, so when you wake up you think, I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow, I'd better go and buy a lottery ticket. It didn't come true. To be a visionary, yes. But that doesn't always mean an unconscious state. Some visionaries have their visions during the daytime. They have a daydream. They have a dream. Like I said, Martin Luther, I have a dream that all men will one day... Yeah, okay, you know the one. Okay, Eleanor, if you could carry on reading, please. I've just got to do the cut and paste a second. We're still with the Greeks and how they tried, I think, in some ways, trying to make sense of their world.
Okay. The Greeks had many different gods with different characters and strengths. They believed that their dreams were often messages from the gods offering guidance or a glimpse into the future.
Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. It should be the future. Well done. Yeah, I mean, if you imagine I'm really glad I don't believe that, because some of my dreams are so weird. I wouldn't want to live in that future. I tell you, you would not want to live in the future that my dreams are. Oh dear. Very good. Any questions? Okay, if my dreams are a message from the gods, then I'm in real trouble.
And I remember Julius Caesar's wife had a prophetic dream in Shakespeare, and then he was killed, of course.
Yes.
Beware of the eats, much eats.
Well, the Greeks were so convinced about this God-sent dream idea that they would do specific things to try to actually trigger that kind of dream. Shiny, if you'd like to read that text.
Ancient Greeks used different to receive a God-sent dream. Sleep in a holy place or in contact with a holy object, fasting, isolation, prayer.
Yeah, they actually try to have these dreams so that they could, maybe, I don't know, figure out what they should do next in a business deal maybe, or should I marry this person? They would try all these different ways of triggering a dream in a way. I mean, I know for a fact what they should have done is eat cheese late at night, because I am guaranteed if I want to have some good dreams, or nightmares, can't say which, but if I eat a strong cheese before I go to bed, I will dream very intense dreams. I'll have very intense dreams. So the ancient Greeks just needed to eat cheese. They should have known that. Any questions? Okay, April, if you would like to read the next bit. Are you back, April? Is April back? No, she's still feeding baby. Okay, then Eleanor.
Okay. Greek doctors consider dreams to be important in identifying illness or future illness.
Can you imagine?
Oh, God.
You go to the doctor. Oh, I've got a bit of a cold. What did you dream about last night?
It was so, yeah. And if you had stones in your kidney, it had something metaphysical in it, because how God could create something
within
foreign
you, inside
body
you.
Inside you.
Well, what did they make of babies? Never mind stones.
It's interesting. It's very interesting to read, but frankly, I wouldn't like to live there.
No, absolutely not. No, I don't wish I lived back in those times either. Well, some people say so, yes, Shiny, and I think there is truth to it in that it can show us if we're particularly worried about something, or if there's something we should avoid, like horror films late at night, or cheese. Although sometimes I can't avoid cheese late at night sometimes. I just get a craving. Maybe it's my body saying, come on, you need a good dream tonight. Eat some cheese. Shiny, if you'd like to read, this is another thing that the Greeks believed. Okay, let me just make that clear. Okay, there you go.
The Greeks also believed that the soul was able to explore the body as it slept, therefore seeing problems without distraction.
Okay, so again, this dream interpretation is the subconscious telling us something we need to be aware of. Should we pay more attention to dreams? I don't know. April, are you back? Oh gosh, baby is demanding her attention. Okay. Well,
Feeding
that's
or
good
something
actually.
else.
Yeah, that's actually quite good because this one is perfect fit for you, Eleanor.
Ah, yeah. Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, was usually wary of dreams, but agreed with this idea. He thought that during sleep we can gain access to information kept in our unconsciousness, which we usually ignore when awake. Yeah,
So,
on the soul.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, something that we're not aware of. But if we interpret the dream a bit, if we think about the dream, maybe it will give us an idea, a little link into our unconscious mind. Remember, unconscious being that we're not directly able to think about, not being in a state of unconsciousness lying on the floor. Okay, any questions? Okay, so this idea of dreams in religion is, I know we don't talk about religion, this is a general sort of observation, if you like. The most popular form of religion looking at dreams is that it's a prophecy, to prophesy. And it appears in several religious texts. I'm sure whichever religion you follow, or even philosophy you follow, you'll find dreams mentioned quite often. They really are powerful things. So let's get back to the Greeks. And Shiny, if you could read a little bit about Hippocrates, okay? Hippocrates, very famous Greek. Shiny, don't forget to unmute.
Thank you. The Greek doctor Hippocrates, 460 to 377 BC, claimed that some dreams are divinely inspired, but others are a direct result of the physical body.
Very good, well done. So, some dreams are divinely inspired, other dreams are to wake you up because you need to go for a wee, as in April's dreams about peeing. Just the one word, claimed. To claim. To climb, that's you climb a ladder, you climb a mountain. To claim something, well, you can say that's mine, I claim it, or you can claim something is true. You can say, this is true, you've got to believe me. And that's also a claim, okay? So he claimed that means he believed that, or he told other people that, okay? Try the word claimed.
Claimed. Claimed.
Yeah, you're saying clemmed for some reason. Think aim?
A-M.
Aim. Like long A.
Aim.
Yeah, claim.
Claim.
Claimed.
Claimed.
You need to work on that one a bit. Your brain's going, no, I want to say claimed. But it's good. People, I think, would understand what you're trying to say. So that's the sort of religious, philosophical, touchy-feely bit about dreams. But scientists, I said at the beginning, they're also looking into the dream state and what can we learn from it. And there are even attempts to be able to look into your dreams, to record them. I'm not sure how successfully people have managed to do that, or whether we even should do it. So next week we'll look at more of the scientific side of the dreams. Why do we... when we sleep, why do we dream? What's it doing for us according to the scientists? Okay. And a little bit about the psychology of dreams, because the psychologists have also got in on the act of dreaming, trying to interpret our dreams as in a way of helping with our problems, with any fears we might have, with any issues we might have. Okay? Any questions before we finish? I'm being very accurate today on timings. Look at that, 1 o'clock. Ooh.
Everything is clear to me.
Good, good. Is it a topic you're interested in?
For me, very interesting, as you guess.
Yeah,
I have also discovered an interesting book about associations in log by John Sutton. It's about subconsciousness, but early modern philosophy. John
Yeah.
Locke. Yeah, but I would like to read it, but for the time being, I have to content myself with Google Books, but it's previous, so it's quite a lot to read. But
Okay, so you haven't got the
I
whole
like
book,
to
yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting, interesting. Well, as I say, dreams are fascinating to me. It's a shame
I will give
it's
you.
a shame I fell in love with the husband I have, because he has no interest in them whatsoever. So I'm probably going to use this session as a chance to talk about my dreams as well. What I'd like you to do, I know you said you find it difficult to remember your dreams, but one trick you can do, have a pen and paper next to your bed, and when you wake up, if you can remember your dream, write it down, because the likelihood of remembering it later is quite low. Okay, but sometimes what I find is I wake up, I can't remember what I dreamt about, and then something during the day will trigger that memory. And, oh gosh, yeah, I dreamt about Leica last night. I was combing her and all her fur was coming out. You know, that kind of thing. A lot of new vocabulary, yes. Now, don't forget, you can take a copy of the text, look up any vocabulary you're not sure of, and you can always ask me as well. Don't forget, in the forum under Virtual Worlds. I'm going to put a couple of links up that you might find interesting as well. Okay. Oh, thank you, Eleanor. Okay, I will add that to the links I'm going to put up as well, if it comes up. Okay. Oh my goodness, from Descartes. Okay, that's an advanced text.
Yes, I'm afraid it is, but very interesting. Yeah, dreams of Descartes were famous, so very.
Okay, lovely. Okay, great, thank you. And don't forget, Natasha will be running her session later, and the LESC session will be running later as well. I hope Natasha's session went well yesterday. I did set up the server for her, but I wasn't able to be there. I had German, and I have German again this evening as well. I'm being very good, you know. And the time has changed to 8:30 again tonight, so be aware of that too. And tomorrow, I think it's back to 10:30 for the reading for the Discord session. So I hope you didn't miss out. Hope nobody missed out on it because they didn't check the calendar. But the English Speaking Club will be on at 6, and I'll be having German at 6. So, okay. You too, Shiny. Have a nice day and sweet dreams. That's what we say to people when they go to bed sometimes. We say, sweet dreams. So, sweet dreams. Take care. I hope April remembers to log out, because she's feeding baby, looking after baby. Take care then. Bye. Thank you for coming.